Hey guys, where have Magenta and I been? I know, it's been a while since you've seen us. I don't know, I went to a dark place where I just was not feeling good about our business. Things were looking down. It felt like every single month we were slipping by a couple $1,000s, and it was just like, how are we slipping? It felt like things were on a downward spiral, but thankfully, I was flat out wrong. Last year we had a big year, and it was due to federal COVID response money for schools. We did a lot of very large window perf projects that we were basically living and dying by. We were living by, we didn't know that we were living and dying by. In 2024, these large window perf projects are few and far between. Our average order value dropped from $350 per invoice last year to $250 per invoice this year. Last week, in October, we actually passed our sales figures from last year, and we did it the hard way, but I also kind of feel like we did it the right way. From the video production world and from the advertising agency world and other businesses I've owned, I understand what it feels like to live and die by a couple of clients, and that's not what's happening with this business. This business, yeah, we have one or two good clients, but they aren't the entire business. The vast majority of our business are small projects, and that's awesome. There's safety in numbers. The truth is, we are producing like never before, and we're a very small team. There's only 3 of us, but we are like a special forces elite force. We are absolutely killing it right now. That being said, I do think that there are some things that I neglect with the business, things that I had been neglecting with the business. Number 1 is just keeping a closer eye on expenses and finances. You guys know that I'm a huge fan of Shopbox. The sales data that I get, the reports, the intelligence from that perspective, broken down by machine, broken down by sales category, all the things is so good. But what I'm really talking about is keeping a really close eye on expenses. And that's really what I track inside of QuickBooks. But I admit sometimes I don't go through, I don't reconcile my bank accounts, I don't accept my transactions, and I do that like twice a year. That's not good. So what I'm trying to do is spend a little bit more time focused on finances. And essentially what that means is once a month, I set aside a day and time after the first of the month to get everything imported, keep track of where we are, and just figure out, always knowing where we stand financially, and don't let that stuff slip on you, because if you let that slip, things can snowball on you very quickly. The other part is sales, and going beyond that, just knowing who our best customers are and knowing what those opportunities are. We've been analyzing our customer base. We realize that healthcare is good, education is good, nonprofits are good, events, organizations. But how much is our local business community really supporting us? Are they supporting us? Are they ordering online? What are they doing? And when I realized we're doing this well, with actually, in reality, very little support from local business community, that is eye-opening. I think one of the unique things about our business is we have an advertising agency background, and I do have our number 1 client is still a retainer client for design. And so because of that, because we're doing all of their design, we're doing all of their printing. And so that's huge. There are a couple of businesses in town that I think we could be their design agency. And if we do that, they're gonna go from doing X amount of dollars with us per month to a lot. And so that's definitely gonna be our focus here in the future. I have never focused on sales with this business. Everything has been marketing, advertising, social media advertising, that sort of thing. So the other focus is going to be having a sales focus. And over the past couple months, what I've been doing is setting out one day a week where I do one type of sales activity, even if it's just making a couple phone calls, sending a couple of emails, going out doing visits. If I can't dedicate the entire day to it, at least making an effort of some kind. Prime example, the other day, actually this is about a month ago, I emailed schools in a county we've never done business in before. All the principals went out, did a couple of quotes and measurements, never heard anything back until this week. Learned I landed a $6,000 small perf job with a school just because I took the time to do this activity. So I'm being more intentional with finances, but I'm also being more intentional with sales. Another news, I have a Rotary for the CO2, Mansfield Rotary. One thing I've learned though is bigger is not always better. The laser that I have is huge, you can see, but the bed depth won't go down far enough to make up for the size of the Rotary. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can see here, I've had to take out the honeycomb tray, and I had to take out some of the blades right here, and I just got some forklift stuff from my flatbed printer to set in there. And now I have the clearance that I need for this device. So you can see here, eventually when we really get humming with tumblers, I'm going to want to have a dedicated laser because this is going to be a pain in the butt to do every time. The other issue I have is my cord right here because this machine is so big. My Y-axis is right here, and my cord cannot reach. Story of my life. All right, guys, that's a little update about what's been going on in my world. I promise I'm gonna try to get back on the YouTube train. You'll be hearing from me quite a bit. But as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for comments, emails, all that sort of stuff. It does go very appreciative. If you like the video, give it the old thumbs up. I'd love to hear from you. Take care, guys. Bye.